Let's head over to the kitchen now and say hello to ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Hi, Judy.
Well, hi there, Scott. It's a big weekend. We have the Derby running, and of course, we have Cinco de Mayo. The recipe I'm making today with a fresh salsa roja, which is super easy to make with a blender, is basically, think of the Italian version, it's called the eggs in purgatory. Now we have Mexican style eggs. We're going to use up some leftover corn tortillas, crisp them up. I'll show you some cheats around that way. And we're going to fry some eggs with that beautiful fresh roja salsa we're going to make. And then we'll top it with some Mexican cheese. It's really, in fact, it's almost a comfort dish for the day after Cinco de Mayo. And we'll find out why in just a few minutes. So stay with me. It's time to get ready for Cinco de Mayo in the kitchen today. Well, that's right, Scott. So first what I want to talk about are the actual tortillas. If you're, for your Cinco de Mayo party, if you're going to have some leftover tortillas, you're just going to put some canola oil in a pan and you're going to fry those tortillas, and then you can get them to crisp up, okay? But there's a cheat. You know me, I always have a cheat. So here's what I found. These are Chara's brand, and they are delicious toasted corn tortillas. So what we can do to save a step and not mess up the kitchen with frying is just get one of those packs. And we're going to break them, but not in really small pieces. Using the corn tortillas really holds the base of what we're going to be doing. So what we're going to do is kind of layers. So we're going to start, even though those are pre-cooked, we're going to just warm those a little bit. Then we're going to come make this salsa roja, because this is the one that's packed with flavor. So I have Roma tomatoes, and basically what I did was I charred 2 on my grill this morning, along with charred jalapeno pepper. And then I'm going to add a rainbow pepper, because you just need one, and I love the fact that it's yellow and red pepper in one, so you save a little money too. So we're going to take some cilantro, and we're going to save some cilantro for the garnish, and we're going to take the juice of 1 lime, and then we'll put in zest of 1 lime as well. Now remember, save those little wedges of lime, because you're going to just take a squeeze whenever you're slicing avocado and get that citrus on. That keeps it from browning. Now you don't want to cut the avocado till you're almost ready to garnish, but that'll get you started. Here you go, tomato juice, jarred tomato juice. I bought an organic brand because I want the richness and, quite frankly, the healthy benefits. So that's going to work perfectly. Now we're going to quickly blend this up, and for sake of time, I won't turn that on, but you'll see we get a thick consistency, and I stop it while they're still a little bit chunky. You can adjust the spice according to your taste, and after burning John Scalzi's tongue about 2 weeks ago, I'm going to be careful not to put in too much pepper. Besides jalapeno, you can use a long hot pepper as well, and they're both all available in different sizes, but don't use the habanero, a little bit too much heat on that. I'll be back to layer some more flavors, and we'll get this baby in the oven so you can see what's going on. So we have the corn tortillas, the fried corn tortillas. Now you can see I've added the Mexican cheese, and what happens is it starts to brown and bubble, and that is so delicious. That in itself is a treat if you ever want to take the cotija cheese and just stick it under the broiler just as it is. So we're going to put some more on top. I have some leftover charred tomatoes, and we're going to put those on. A little charred long hot pepper is going to go in there, and some scallions. And like I said, adjust the heat according to what you're comfortable with. Now we're going to take, we've toasted a little bit of cumin seeds, so now let's just take a little bit and put that on top. It's time for the eggs. Make sure you're using a really good, fresh, local brown eggs, okay? So let's give a crack of about 4 to 6. This is a forgiving dish too. So the egg doesn't have to, if it breaks, that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect, but oh man, I think you're gonna really love this dish, because I'm not one with a lot of heat, spices, but I like a lot of flavor. So now I can even smell the aroma of what's going on here. Next step is we're gonna use something that's basically, it's a Middle Eastern first cultured cheese. So when they first pulled the whey, when they're making cheese, this is what you get. and it's really flavorful. Think of sour cream meets creme fraiche, and that's what you have. But what's great about it, it's also filled with probiotics, so that's going to be good too. I have 4. I'm going for the 5th egg because I see that toasty cheese right there, and I'm just saying to myself, that's going to be so good. So now we're going to take the Roja sauce that we made. This sauce can last up to a week in the refrigerator, so it's just really delicious for anything that you want to use it with. They have some dried shallots I'm going to put on top. So we're ready to go. Let's get it in the broiler. And just until the eggs basically become a more sunny side up texture. Now, depending on how you like your eggs, you can run your knife through in just a couple minutes. Keep an eye because it is the broiler. But this is such a good dish. I like to have it. I'll be serving it Saturday night, and I like to have that with maybe a glass of sangria or a chilled cold beer, and you're going to have a really comfortable meal. But like I said, this is known as the, how shall we say, feel better after Cinco de Mayo dish, so you may be making it for breakfast. Simple ingredients. When it comes out of the oven, we're going to top it with some spicy microgreens and a little bit more garnish, and of course, avocados. It's Cinco de Mayo after all. We'll be back for a taste in just a few minutes. It's Cinco de Mayo, and you just said to me, what? Avocados are a berry?
Yeah, I just learned this. Avocados are a berry. They're a fruit. It's a berry. And a strawberry is not a berry. It's a long, involved thing. We don't have time for it, but it has to do with where the seeds are.
He needs to write us the crib notes on the dining page. You can get, speaking of the dining page, you can get this recipe on mysuncoast.com. Just click on dining, and remember, it's Wednesday.
Yes.
So if you're entered, if you've signed up for our culinary newsletter, every Wednesday somebody wins a $50 gift card to one of our dining partners.
Cha-ching!
Cha-ching!
Cha-ching! So, Judy, this is absolutely delicious, and you know what? Eggs are a great thing for dinner.
You're telling me. I love it. Breakfast
Quick,
for dinner.
easy, full of protein. It's good stuff.
We got
That's
it.
a recipe you'll want to get. Back to you, Scott.